How are you again?
Do you know if the corner got rolled last week?
I'm not sure. I thought Heather and Aaron came up to do it.
Oh, maybe, okay.
We'll find it.
Hi, Heather. What do you have for Kathy?
She'll be at, she's intending to come to services tomorrow. I guess she's had a rash.
Yeah, so she's been telling me, I just call her back all week, and I just sleep.
Must be that salt stuff.
She quit taking it, it's not my fault. Well, if she would just use it, that's the thing.
So she called today and said, you want to come to the potluck to tomorrow?
How are you feeling?
Good?
How are you doing here?
I'm here.
Yeah, break on. We're gonna start coming and
not your natural emotion. That was forced.
I like the bags. There's a guy that I love that. There's a guy that usually sits. I sit over here because there's a guy that usually sits.
Go sit by me, please.
Right here. He's got the pronunciation down. I can't remember his name. It's hard to remember his name. You're Gabby, though. You remember that.
It's fine.
I always like family services. Yeah,
Do I sit behind you?
see, that's the thing, like I was just telling you, this guy helps me follow along, so.
That's okay. Gabby knows everything.
Oh, you need glasses to read the book?
And she's looking
I thought you had to learn to read first.
No, you need to.
They were reading last week, they were reading the book.
Probably be good.
And I said, oh, what was the book about? She goes, a train.
Some
Where was the
people
train?
use
She goes, none of this was a book. The train was a book.
There you have
I mean, she's not wrong.
I love that.
Oh, you see? Nice. Put your headband back on. I have
So good.
good hair on your face.
Another. Holly used to come to the doctor and say, just like you.
Just like you. Just like you.
Just like you.
If you'd like to wander, you can.
We should light the candles. Can I call on who would like to? Hello? Oh. That works. Would you like to have the kids do it? Okay. Who doesn't? Which kids? All like, are there any kids old enough to light a candle? I'll just invite up some names. Shabbat Shalom.
I disagree. I think they're super.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, is this an on? Yes. Like
Shabbat Shalom.
it's all the way out of
Yeah.
the
Far away. Actually, it's where your pop-up was last month.
Is this the one he just gave you? Did you try the other one?
John. Well, actually, it's John myself. Well, he came here though.
Oh, is Maddie here?
Yes.
Oh, good.
She's very
Shy was
excited.
asking all the way in the car. They already found each other? Oh, good.
She's very excited.
Shy was excited. She wants to drive down the car on 395.
I was like this.
Power's on. Mic is on. Try it.
Remember when you said
Shabbat Sholom. Shabbat Sholom. Shabbat Sholom. Okay. So Shabbat Shalom, we're very happy to see you. I'm sorry without the microphone, is that okay? Because okay, I'll just try to yell as much as I can and hopefully try to time of the music.
The door seems to pop open sometime.
Oh, sure.
So let's light the Shabbat candle.
Hello? Oh.
Oh, hey. Okay. I mean, is Shai going to come back to services though, or because I would like it for her? Okay.
Shabbat Sholom. Oh!
Okay, Debbie, while you're here, do you want to light the Shabbat candle?
Sure. I'd be happy to light it.
Okay, page 718 in your Sim Shalom prayer books. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Elohim melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Okay, so if you are next to a loved one, you can hug them if you love to, and if you're next to a friend, you can shake hands, or you can simply say Shabbat Shalom and greet. And you may be seated. And let's also bless our children on page 722. We can. Well, I guess if we can stand or sit. If you're, if you're sitting already, you can sit. If you are standing, you can bless your children. On page 722, if you have your children with you. If you do not have your children with you, you can think of them. And if you don't have children, you can please pray for the children in the world who are in need of healing and of love. Let's make some room for more people. So we'll pray together for our sons first. Yesimcha Elohim Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May God give you the blessings of Ephraim and Manasseh. And for our daughters, Yesimech Elohim Kisara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God give you the blessings of Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And on 723, for all of us, may the Lord bless you and guard you. May the Lord show you favor and be gracious to you. And may God show you kindness and great peace. V'yasem lecha shalom. Shabbat shalom. Very lucky to have two of my four children here with me tonight. Hi, Maddie. Hi. Okay, so we can be seated, and by way of singing together, we can turn to page 724. Okay, so some of you might be familiar with this or not. Do you need a book?
Oh, here, let me give you a book.
Oh, you're giving me a book. Okay. So it goes like this. I'll do it a little bit in Hebrew, and you can join in English. It's the same thing.
Ame Rosh
The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come, let us welcome Shabbat, the true Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her God's angels of peace and of rest. Bowie, Bowie, Abba. Begin to welcome the Shabbat, who we imagine as a queen or as a bride. Wow, look at all the kids get so big, you know, between times that I come, and then just get bigger and bigger.
That's next.
Wonderful. I'm sure mine must look bigger to you, but I don't realize it because, you know, I'm with them all the time. Okay. So.
Yes, and so the rest of Kiddush we'll do later. So
Let's turn back to the formal beginning of the Shabbat service. On
250.
Yeah, 252.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, well, I think we'll do, we'll begin on 254.
254.
254, let's do it around and on.
That was She doesn't get this one really.
Page 256 with that little box. Yismochu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayamum lo yalo sadai v'chol asher bo az yiranenu kol hatzayar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz Otevel b'tzedek v'yamin v'yamunato. So you see we've already gone through 2 of the 7 Psalms that introduce us into the Shabbat. So that's already 2 days. So can you go back a week and think about the first 2 days of the last week? Feels like a long time ago. Let's just close our eyes and see if we can.
Sunday, Monday. March on.
Yes.
Okay, so of those 2 days, anything that you want to hold on to? Anything you want to let go of?
Yes.
Okay, you know what they are. You know what the things are? That's better. That's good for you. Okay. Okay, Tuesday. Page 256. Middle of the page. Adonai malach tangel haaretz yismechu rabim anan v'rafel svivav tzedek u'mishpat b'chol kisot. I'm at the little box, but in the English right across. Light is stored for the righteous, joy for the honorable. Let the righteous rejoice in Adonai, praising God's holy name. Yizmor shiru Adonai shir chadash kini plaot asam on the top of the 3rd line from the bottom. Down with the 2nd one. Hoshia lo yamino uzro kodsho hodia Adonai yeshuato le'enei hagoyim kimat simchato zecher chasto v'emunato le'neit Yisrael yanai na 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 yanai na 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 yanai na 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 yanai na 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 At the little box on 258. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday. What do you want to hold on to?
Arts and crafts.
What do you want to let go of?
I want to let dog poop.
Yeah, did you have a lot of chores this week?
Did she do any of them?
There's always another week to do better on chores. Okay. 258. Adonai malach yirgizu amim yoshev keruvim tavu haaretz Adonai b'siyon gadol v'ramu ha'amim v'vishim palato v'nakadoshim Adonai, you answered Moses and Samuel when they called upon you. They be the priest on the pillar of cloud. That's a little box. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Thursday. Just yesterday. Some of us haven't recovered from Tuesday. Okay, and now Friday, page 260. Let's pray in English, 261. A Psalm of David. Acclaim the Lord, His Majesty's majestic glory. Worship the Lord in sacred splendor. The God of glory thunders over rushing waters. The voice of Adonai echoes with majesty and might. The voice of Adonai shatters the cedars of Lebanon, making the hills skip like rams, the mountains leap like rams. Adonai commands rock-splitting lightning. The voice of Adonai stirs in the wilderness. The voice of Adonai strips the forest bare. While in His sanctuary all chant glory. The Lord sat enthroned at the flood. The Lord will sit enthroned forever, bestowing strength upon God's people, blessing God's people with peace. Adonai lemavu yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech olam. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. How about Lecha Dodi? Because now we're at this very, very moment where we've said goodbye to Friday, and now we're ready to say hello to Shabbat, which we really need. And I'm very happy to be here to celebrate with you. Okay. Hold on. You can't give it to me, can you? Doesn't matter how much you practice in the car. Okay. I had one, but honestly, it doesn't matter. If you have one that you were happy to do, well, I'm happy to take yours. I can do that one. B'nei Shabbat nekach b'malech Adodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקרא, שמור וזמור ודיבור אחד, השביענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו זכרת בלי תהילה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקרא, okay, we're on the second verse. Even more Abraham, Erosh, Nesimha, Sofa, Shem, Mashava, Zila, Adoni, Lekrat, Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekavah. Down to 5? Yes? Or did you do all of them?
No, we go
We
to
did
the
the last verse.
go to the last verse.
Oh, really? Okay, let's just humor me. Let's do 5.
Okay.
Okay. Number 5. Ki do re ri, ki va o re hu, ki o ri, shir da be ri, ki ro Adonai, alayim nigla, lecha Adoni, now we can turn. P'nei Shabbat nekavah, Goyim shalom ateret chala, gam l'simcha u'tzola, tov l'emunei asegula, lecha Adoni likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekavah. You can sit. Do you feel that Shabbat is here?
Yeah.
I do. Page 266. The Psalm for Shabbat Day. Do you know Tov Lehodot?
What's that?
Tov Lehodot Adonai, U'zamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov Lehodot Adonai, U'zamer l'shimcha elyon. V'hagim b'boker chasdecha, v'emunacha b'leilot. V'hagim b'boker chasdecha, v'emunacha b'leilot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Let's pray silently in Hebrew or in English, or just contemplating the Shabbat day, 266, 267. Otherwise, I feel like I have to yell. But
Doesn't work, so I don't know.
okay.
I'm gonna go get some duct tape and see. I think the battery compartment is loose is the problem. See, right there.
If you hold it down.
No, it's not, you're still working.
It's not that. Now you're ready.
Can she walk around with the mic?
I'm happy to hold them.
Yeah, they don't have
Okay. All right, well, keep going.
I could look
Okay,
and see.
well, I was going to take it.
Let's take that.
Okay.
That's it. Enjoyed it a lot, but probably short.
Okay, so I usually take this time to do a short drosh before we go into the formal Amari service. And one of the things that I wanted to do, it's a little bit sad, but I think it's important to acknowledge that today is the 80th anniversary of Kristallnacht. I don't know if anybody was aware of that. In fact, it was actually a non-Jewish colleague of mine that reminded me of it today, and I thought, oh, that was nice. And it's a good thing you told me. I said, I'm going to do a whole rabbi pulpit tonight. I almost was not aware. But it is really important to think about it, and it actually ties in really well with, I think, just we've had a lot of horrors in the Jewish community in the last 2 weeks, and over dinner I would really like to hear how people in your community responded to it, or different conversations that you may have had with friends or colleagues or people in your community, and how they had responded to it. In Spokane, there was 1,000 people at the temple from the non-Jewish community and from the Jewish community. On Tuesday night, they had a memorial service. At Gonzaga, we had over 200 people in the student center for a memorial service that I led, and it got on the front page of the student newspaper of me with a talit on my back and my kippah, and so I think the response overall from the community of Spokane, I think, was overall very, very positive. Our friend Brad was from Whitefish, Montana. And they had actually a lot of neo-Nazi activity a couple of years ago, and there was not a great response from the non-Jewish community, but to this, many more people connected with that rabbi in Whitefish. So I think, it's been, we haven't experienced anything like that in a very, very long time, I think, and it was very powerful. So it made me think a lot about how I might respond now, like in 2018, like what makes me think about what parts of my Judaism I sort of want to call upon to think about it, and in ways that maybe would have been different in the 80s or different in the 50s or different in the 30s. Like, we are a continuous cycle of life and of anti-Semitism, and at the same time, in every generation we're a little bit new and we deal with things a little bit differently. And so I was thinking a lot about, sort of who am I as a Jew, what parts of me as a Jew, and I wanted to ask you questions about if you've been thinking about what makes you a Jew and what parts of your Judaism you might call upon to think about who you are amidst here we are this moment in 2018. So what I thought I would like to do, instead of putting you all on the spot to answer that question, and again, if this goes long, we can hold on to it and finish it at dinner, but I'm going to give out some, do you need reading class? I don't know, I can't see, one thing that's happened to me is that I can't see anymore, so here, okay, here, can you read, who can read? This is small, do you want something bigger? Okay, you're fine, okay, funny, it doesn't matter who, can you read? Okay, if you can read, put your hands up. Okay.
You can see that.
Okay. So I like just these are different. Oh, you guys can read too. Thank you. Okay. So if you can take just if we can hear, these are some different perspectives on what it means to be a Jew. And so some of these might resonate with you, some of them might not, but it might help us focus to sort of help to think about ourselves and what we may be feeling at this moment in time. So, Debbie, do you want to read
No, I'm not Debbie. I'm Phoebe.
Oh.
This is BBC.
Oh, okay.
This is
Perfect.
perfect.
That's what visiting rabbi when you say that you're not.
Yeah.
Keeping kosher.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody knows Phoebe keeps kosher.
Okay.
Now, you'd say this is obvious, but I generally do enjoy these daily rituals. It strengthens my connection with my heritage, come to think of it, what is being Jewish without keeping kosher?
Okay.
And that's perfect Phoebe.
Is it? Okay,
Yes.
good. Let's hear another one. Well, no, you don't have a paper. Okay. Yes, go ahead. Tell me your name also. So I can
I'm Edna May.
Edna May, okay.
God's consciousness. This is the subtle thread that runs through every fabric of Jewish identity, and then it runs into the website, mydewishreadings.com. This to me is at the core of my Jewish. Everything else comes after. To observe Shabbat, what could make one feel more Jewish than following and fulfilling the religious aspects of Judaism? This particular day has a significant meaning for me, in that it affords me an opportunity to unwind, refocus, and connect with what's important to me, which is God's commandments.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead.
It is to believe in God at some point, at some moments, but not others. Accepting this is all of peace and an ongoing faith. It is to be forever scarred by the Holocaust, yet because of it more intensely bound up with our partners in the covenant. It is to worry about and marvel at Israel and its ethical restraint use of power despite continuous war and threats to its existence. I have the faith in the promise of an eternal people, yet I know its demands of us a continuous struggle to stay alive. What a great gift to be chosen to walk through history as a Jew, a direct descendant of those who stood at Sinai and accepted the mission that is not yet finished. I know what it took my ancestors to get me here as a Jew, and I intend to make the same effort for my line, improving the world, I hope, in this process. White, blue, green.
Yeah, you don't have, so I can tell you who all the people are who said it, but it doesn't, almost doesn't matter, yeah. I mean, it does matter. She's a great woman, yeah.
The question of whether there is such a thing as Jewish race has been endlessly debated, but race has always seemed to me a meaningless concept when applied to people whose physical appearances range from the suavely Semitic to the blondly Danish, and whose moral, social, and intellectual characteristics cover the whole gamut of human behavior. However, just as my parents were forced by the Nazis to focus on their Jewishness, so the recent resurgence of anti-Semitism in many parts of the world has made me much more conscious of being a Jew. Not that I have been personally encountered anti-Semitism, but even in England, which whatever anyone might say to the contrary is not a racist country, there is more of it in the air. The anti-Semitism of the past, which I mistakenly thought had faded away, is coming back into the open. I just would like to add, just in case you don't know, but a lot of statements made and that are judged by the English Jewish community to be anti-Semitic have not been disapproved by the Labour Party. Mr. Corbyn is the head of that party. So it is this statement is very true. Thank you.
Yeah. And actually, she goes on to say that she basically barely identifies as a Jew. It's interesting. Like I took a part of it that is very Jewishly focused, but she spends a lot of her essay writing that she never needed to self-identify, but partly because of these anti-Semitic acts that she's more focusing on that now. Which is different than, like, outside Emily,
Emily?
When Emily read, this woman is like Blue Creamer is like very into her Judaism all the time, living life. There's another quote from her, I think. I don't know. Do you have the other Blue Creamer? Yeah, go ahead.
To be a Jew is to live a joyous, vulnerable, purposeful existence, mindful of the noble legacy we carry and the incredible ethics of Judaism contributed to the world. Is to take enormous pride in the Jewish state and in the Jewish contributions all around the world. It is to feel responsible for all Jews, no matter where they are, and to care for the downtrodden, an outsider, and the stranger in our midst. It is exhilaration in the cup half-full.
So after that, mine is
Yeah, well, yeah, you might have the same one. go ahead.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so, now I can't see it. basically when someone says that I want to join an organization and take a special interest just because it's Jewish, I feel irritated. I mean, after all, why would I automatically want to be in some organization because people are Jewish? After all, we're all different, aren't we? And it's true that we have some recognizable characteristics, but just like non-Jews, we're different.
Did I miss? Are there any more? Well, that's about it, right? We get on the post. Okay, so you can hold them or not, but so what? Did any of them say, hey, that's sort of how I feel, or did you feel sort of like none of them really reflected how I feel? And the next question is, do you feel different now versus 2.5 weeks ago? And if so, what's that about? So anyway, I'm going to just open it up for just a couple of minutes just to hear from you, and then we can carry some of it over into dinner. But did you want to say, I don't know, Emily, you don't have to not put you on the spot, you were just nodding.
I think the events of the last 2 weeks have really made me reflect on how much religious persecution there still is out there, and it kind of, I'm in the process of conversion, so it's almost like I have to ask myself, you know, will I have the courage to follow my heart to go through with this, even if there is so much hate out there, and I am.
That's kind of reinforced.
It's sort of like the story, you know, how rabbis traditionally refuse, you know, if somebody comes and wants to convert, they say, no, go away. Why do you want to be a Jew? It's hard to be a Jew, you know? People hate you for being a Jew.
It's true.
It could be other things too. It's true. White or black.
What you're saying is very true. The very first reaction when someone who wants to convert to Judaism, the first reaction of the rabbi is to discourage that person because it is just very difficult. It's a very difficult fight internally, and actually it's a moral issue that the candidate has to face, and it takes a lot of moral stamina to do that. And,
you know, sometimes people say we are discouraging because there's so many misvote, because to be an observant Jew is takes over so much of your life, and there's so much praying, and there's so many rules. But then there's the other piece that is just the identity, carrying that identity around in the world, whether you observe maybe no ritual activities, but just carrying that identity is a big weight, you know, in the world.
and face history at the same time. History, the history of the Jewish people is extremely heavy, and it takes, as you say, a lot of will to face that identity, acknowledge it, and always protect it. And that's the bottom line.
Other thoughts about
you know, I'm a school teacher, and the kids, a lot of the kids are very rabid Christians, and they're out there, and they're, you know, they're big crosses and everything. And when I first go into a classroom, I don't wear a Star of David. I don't announce that I'm Jewish. You know, I take the high holy days off. And the kids say, well, where were you? And I say, well, I just had personal business. And until I'm comfortable with them, and sometimes I never tell the class that I'm Jewish, although my colleagues all know. And I used to be the Christmas tree because I have a green dress. I used to be the Christmas tree in the Christmas play, which everybody thought was very ironic. But I don't usually go out there. But today was interesting. I was at a store, and this girl had a tattoo on her arm. It was all in Hebrew. And I said, so what does your tattoo in Hebrew say? And she told me what it was. And she said, it's remembrance for my my father and my sister, I think, who both passed away. And she said they were, I think she said they were Jewish, but I am not, because my mother was not Jewish. And I said, well,
so did your grandmother teach you anything? She said, no. And so I said, well, how can you choose to be a Jew if you don't know anything? And that's the thing. I think we do a disservice to our kids if we don't teach them. At least if you're in a mixed marriage or something, you know, teach them. My son is like that. He said, oh, well, if they want to be Jewish when they're, you know, when they're older, they can. He didn't get his kids circumcised, and that was the argument with me. And if they want to be Jewish, then they can choose. Well, how can they know anything? They're not learning anything. And so that's the thing. I think we have to teach our kids. And that's a big, big thing. And we have to be joyous in our teaching of our kids. So, be joyous.
Some of you know some of my background and some of you don't. But I tell you that I disagree with much of this wailing.
Much of the what?
Wailing.
Wailing. Cry.
Whining.
The sense of being oppressed. Yes, we have a history of oppression. We also have a history of the judges, warriors, winners. I served in the Navy, the most anti-Semitic of the services. I lit Hanukkah candles on a nuclear submarine. I led Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services for an entire task force from an aircraft carrier in the Vietnam era. I'm a police officer, and everybody in the department knows that I'm Jewish. They know why I don't show up on Saturdays, with one exception. There's a Saturday where I do go up. They know why I do what I do. They don't make enough cheese to go with all the whining. Stand up and be proud. We are people who gave civilization. Do you agree with this?
Bob, I don't think anybody's whining.
I was
Look, I think that there's a lot to be proud of. There's a lot to be proud of. And there's also a way that we all have to walk in this world. And how we reveal the different parts of who we are is very subjective to the self. I think that there's a way in which this tragedy has made, I think, more people, quote unquote, come out of the closet of being Jewish. I think it has. A lot of rabbis have encouraged people. Last week there was one rabbi put out, I thought, a great statement that said, if you're wearing your kippah in shul today, why not just leave it on for the rest of the day? See how that goes. And that was like, he kind of offered a challenge, like to self-identify, like as a Jew more than you might normally do it. Not everybody can do that, but some people can. Some people can do it. And, you know, it's very subjective how we share the parts of who we are, and there are moments, you know, that we all stand up and are together in our identity as Jews. And what's interesting too is that, you know, this was a Reform community. Well, I mean, there was different congregations within the Tree of Life Synagogue. There were 3 different communities that were using the space, right? But it was traditionally a Reform congregation. And to watch these ultra-Orthodox Jews, you know, like getting so angry, I mean, you know, these moments kind of bring Jews from different backgrounds together. And you see that sometimes, you know, if Israel is attacked, you see that around the Holocaust. Are you raising your hand here? Oh, okay. So there are moments where I think that we kind of come together. This week I was talking about history. I was reading about the pioneers, about the Jewish pioneers, the Jews on the frontier, and about the early reformers, and this notion of people coming together to be sort of one Jewish community in America. Of course, that didn't work because, you know, we are so diverse in our Judaism. But I'll get to you one thing. But but there is a way in which it brings us together. And in that unity, right, should give us the strength to maybe push it a little further, but also to be respectful of one another in the way that we express our Jewishness. So I think it's really a both and. Yes, do you want to say something? And I think we'll come.
Well, I work in a training facility, 120 employees, and I'm the only Jewish person there. And I don't hide who or what I am, and I am the only Jewish person that they know. So how I walk and how I talk and how I present myself, that's what they see as like every Jewess. So I think just how we act in times where there's tragedy, how we act in times of joyousness, how we communicate. If somebody has a question, being open to that. Because people have come and asked me, you know, I heard this, somebody actually asked me if being Jew down was offensive. And I was like, well, yeah. But, you know, I said, you know, and here's why it is. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that. And thank you for being so open and letting me ask that question. Because people are curious about how other people live their lives, and being open and honest about it, it makes it so people are more respectful of me when I say, hey, I'm going to be gone for the high holidays. Hey, cool, thank you. Can I do anything for you? Or, you know, they'll see that I've got my obnoxious Hanukkah sweater on. You know, hey, that's a cool sweater kind of thing. I don't hide it. I don't, you know, I'm proud of it, but I'm also open to questions and, you know, and then I'll ask other people about theirs because people like to talk about themselves and how they celebrate and what they believe in. And I think just being open makes it better. I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I don't know about you, but I think my children are different than, you know, colleagues. You know, it's not how they're these are my policies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's conclude. There's so much more. I know I opened up sort of a can of worms, but I think that I hope this will continue. I'm thinking about both Jewish identity, what it means to us outwardly as a Jew, but also what does it mean to us inwardly. I was sort of hoping maybe some of us might get to some of that inward piece, not just how we manifest in the world and if we are open or not open, but also what about our insides? What piece of our Jewish kishkas, you know, are the things that are we feeling in those ways? And so I would just like us to sort of, just by way of moving into the Baruch and into the next part of the service, to turn to page 814. I know that some of you are familiar with this. Sometimes we use this in conversion ceremonies, and sometimes we just, I grew up with this reading. I feel like this was part of the prayer book that I used growing up in New Jersey, and I thought I kind of came back to it today as thinking about this conversation. Maybe we can read it responsibly together. 8:14. I am a Jew because my faith demands no abdication of the mind.
I am a Jew because my faith demands all the devotion of my heart.
I am a Jew because wherever there is suffering, the Jew weeps.
I am a Jew because wherever there is despair, the Jew hopes.
I am a Jew because the message of our faith is the oldest and the newest.
I'm a Jew because the promise of our faith is the universal promise.
I am a Jew because for the Jew the world is not completed. People must complete it.
I'm a Jew because for the Jew humanity is not fully created. People must complete it.
I am a Jew because the faith of the people Israel places humanity above nations, above Judaism itself.
I'm a Jew because the faith of the people Israel places above humanity, the image of the divine, and oneness of God.
Continue our service on page 279 with the Baruch Hu, so please rise. If you're able. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Page 280. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nivaro ma'ariv aramim. You bring the evening, you bring the morning. You separate day from night and night from day. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Mari Haralim. Page 283. Try to follow me. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. It's not in the book, but it will be soon. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. Now the book, with constancy you have loved your people Israel, teaching us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. Therefore, Lord our God, when we lie down to sleep and when we rise, we shall think of your laws and speak of them, rejoicing in your Torah and mitzvot always. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. For they are our life and length of our days. We will meditate on them day and night. Never take away your love from us. Praise are you, Adonai, who loves his people Israel. We are love, 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 by unending love, by unending love. We are love, love, by unending love, by unending love. Baruch atah Adonai, Tzavcha hayom levadecha v'shinatam levadecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shokbecha v'mekumecha v'ukshartam le'yot al yadecha v'hayu l'todafot b'yinecha v'uchtabtam Amizot beitecha u'hisharecha v'haya yishamot tishmeu mitzvotai. Leman tizkeru v'asitem kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. And continue with our reading for redemption as we move into Micha Mocha, page 8. So keep your finger on this page, but then please turn to 805. When senseless hatred rules the earth, where could redemption reside?
When people hide their faces from each other and from heaven, where could redemption reside?
If we do not pray for an end to wickedness in our lives and in our world, will we see redemption?
We refuse to see the flaws in our souls and do not try to correct them. we see redemption.
Redemption will be realized when love and justice rule the earth, when people reveal their faces to each other and to heaven.
Redemption will be realized when each of us sets free the sacred sparks that each of us contains.
Redemption will be realized when all people return out of their exile from each other.
In Isaac and Ishmael, grace upon the peaceful shores of love and understanding.
Then will creation's harmony be restored. Then will redemption become a reality.
May that day come soon.
Page 290. U'malchuto v'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe v'nei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabah v'yamru chulam mi chamocha v'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh norah tehilo osefem Malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'yamru Adonai himloch le'olam v'nemar kifata Adonai et Yaakov u'ke'alom yad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai gal Yisrael. Page 292. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidinu Malkeinu l'chaim v'fras aleinu sukat shlomecha v'takvenu b'etzah tova mivanecha. You are a gracious and merciful King. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who spreads a shelter of peace over us, over all God's people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. If you are able, please rise. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat ledotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat ledotam berit olam. B'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat le'otam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et dotam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi shabbat v'yinafash, shabbat v'yinafash, shabbat v'yinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ledotam berit olam. Yitkana v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Yamad yibrach chirutei v'yamlich malchut Echanu v'yom echanu chayid echol beit Yisrael Baga labaga Ubizman karim yimru amen Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'om le'omayah Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramah v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha v'yeila mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yamavim. We continue with the words of the silent Amidah, pages 296 to 302. Please pray to yourself the words of the prayer book. or of course the words of your own heart. And when you're done, please be seated. Page 302. Oseh shalom bimroha, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimroha, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Okay, well, can we continue with Kaddish Shalom, or is something else? Yep, Kaddish Shalom. Okay. So page 316, please rise if you're able for Kaddish Shalom, and then we'll go right into Aleinu. Do we open the Ark for Aleinu? Do we open the Ark for Aleinu or not? Okay. Yikara v'yikara shemei Rabba v'yamad yivrachirte v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayet echol Beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kari v'imeru Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'olam Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitrama v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nechamata dami Ram Yama v'imeru Tikabel Tzoton V'Alton D'Chol Yisrael Kadama V'Hundi V'Shmaya v'imeru Yehi Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chaim Alin V'Al Kol Yisrael v'imeru Oseh Shalom B'Mromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Alin V'Al Kol Yisrael v'imeru Amen. Continue on page 320 with Aleinu. Aleinu Shalom Adon Take you love your celebration. Shalom Shalom
Shalom Samachim Lahem, V'Kol Aminu V'Kol Ha'olam, V'Anachnu Holim, U'Mishacharim U'Vodim, L'Fnei Elokei Hamelim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shehunat Yeshamayim V'Yoser Haaretz, U'Moshe Mikaro B'Shamayim Yimal, Shechinatizo, Shechinatizo, V'Govei V'Romi, Hu Eloheinu Eino, Even Malkeinu, Efen Zulato, Kakatu V'Torato, Yadatayo, Yadatayo, V'Hashemota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, B'Shamayim V'Yimal, V'Haaretz V'Haaretz, Einon, Einon, Al Ken Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'melech ha'kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo You may be seated, or you may remain standing. So as we turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us, those who have died in years past at this time, or those who have died recently in the last week, or in the last month, or in the last year. If I mention the name of a loved one for whom you're in mourning, please rise, and then we'll conclude by all rising together for the Mourner's Cottage, which can be found on page 324. In the year of mourning, we remember Rhoda Berg, Martha Franco Kennedy, Sarah F. Slackman, Sydney H. Lanter, Gertrude Glasson, Melvin M. Firestone, Paula Garland, Mary S. Fisher, and yahrzeits Arthur Kozman, Eugene V. Elkins, and do we read both weeks? And also Milton Lewis, Marlon Miller, Sally Kligfield, Thelma Menaker, and Helen Bresley. And if it's your custom to rise, or if you will all rise together on page 324. Yit kadal v'yit kadash shemei rabah, v'yalma divrach v'yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. May God, who makes peace in the heavens, grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, and let us say amen. And also to be mindful of the 80th anniversary of Kristallnacht, where actually it was not just businesses that were destroyed. We always think of it as the night of broken glass and of the so many businesses that were destroyed, but there was many, many lives that were lost that night too. Under 100, but then as a result, many people
became demoralized, and so there were many deaths that followed too. So to be mindful of those who lost their lives 80 years ago in the beginning of the Holocaust, really. Okay. Do we have an announcement? Or okay. Tell us something happy to look forward to, Debbie. Okay.
Well, thank you, Rabbi, for coming this weekend and family. It's nice to see all of you. I saw them 2 weeks ago in Spokane when I was there for the bar mitzvah. So it's so nice to see a wonderful crowd.
That kid did amazing, by the way. We've never had a bar mitzvah like that. I mean,
I already bragged about it.
This nephew, I'm telling you, it was unbelievable what he did. My kid should only do is great. Okay.
Well, as my brother said, he's a little old man, so he's very focused on what his job was.
And he's a lovely kid.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
So we have a wonderful dinner that's waiting for us downstairs. We'll have kiddishes poured, so let people get down there so they can hold out the kiddish, and we'll have kiddish and challah, and then we'll go and eat. So thank you for being here this weekend. It's quite a good crowd for a holiday weekend. I know there are people who are out of town. Because it's a long weekend. We have services tomorrow at 10, and we'll have a discussion.
Yeah, so it's we have Parshat Toldot. So brother Jacob and Esau, conflict of the brothers, which we'll briefly touch on during services, and then Torah study on journey of our names during lunch. We'll just be discussing.
Oh, nice.
About names in the Torah and about our personal names and how that's connected to our identities. So,
nice. That sounds very interesting. We'll have again a Kiddush potluck tomorrow, Kiddush luncheon. Sunday we have a board meeting, and I do put it in the Bagel Bugle that way, and I swear to you I do know the difference. I do know that I'm spelling it incorrectly for the true board meeting. So and then we have movie night next week. Is that correct? Do we have Jews and Brews this month?
Yes.
When?
I don't have Jews and Brews in Spokane.
Well, ask Leslie. She's downstairs.
It's in the Bugle. But
Okay.
I think it might be that Sunday, the 24th? When is Sunday?
I don't know.
I think it's that third Sunday. Jerry will announce it.
Okay. Okay, so Jews and Brews is coming up, and there will be no third Friday night potluck. This is tonight. It's this night instead. But Thanksgiving weekend, I'm going to have short, early services on Friday, 5:30. I'm not expecting a big oneg. I want to just have services and then go home and be with your families and things. So it will be 5:30 and short, and no real thing downstairs. And then we have a congregation meeting coming up in December. That will be, I believe, the 16th. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. So, anything else? Oh, klezmer, yes. The Wednesday after Thanksgiving, 28th. So get your tickets, get online, and sign up for that. Should be a good event. Thank you. That's it.
Miriam said we've already exceeded the number of people at the last klezmer event.
Oh, we have? Very good, very good. We've got lots of seats.
But the kids' seats are diminishing, so sign up your kids now.
Okay.
Okay, closing song, Yigdal. Is that what you like? Okay. Page 326. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimsa v'yenei dal mitziyuto echad v'yin yachid ke'ichudo ne'lam v'gam ensof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'ein haguf lo na'araf elav kedushato Kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra Rishon v'yen reshit l'reshito Hino adon olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato u'malchuto Shefan nevuato netano El anshe segulato v'tifarto בישראל כמו שאול, נביא ומעמיד את אמונתו, תורתם את נתן לי עמו, אלא יד נביאו למען ביתו, לא יכל יפעל ולא יעביר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ביודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחיה ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחיה ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom. See you downstairs for Kiddush.
So Jews and Brews go bowling on the 25th.
My nephew is the one that gives the pictures. Yes, I saw
Debbie, do you have a teacher that I can borrow tonight? I'm at a loss of words. I never believed it.
Is he having a good time? Not that he did himself. First year's always fun.
It depends on who you're asking. If you're asking, it's probably
Can I borrow tonight, Greg? Okay.
This wasn't library.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that knows where it is.
By 7:30.
Yeah, she was doing great. I thought, all right, that was a great idea. You got an elevator and a new ring.
Now we're married.
Oh, I know that.
I know, we're not wedding. I know. Oh, thanks.